Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be going through some specifics about one of my favorite fonts that I like to use in some of my designs and the history of the font along with why I personally like it. And it's called Didot, which is actually pronounced Didot right here. Okay, so starting with a brief history of its origin. Didot was created back in the 1700s in Paris, France by a man named Firmin Didot. The successful and influential Didot family had their hands in publishing, punch cutting, engraving, and printing for many years, and were even part of developing the first printing press establishment in Greece. Didot is classified as being a modern neoclassical font and is part of the Didot genre. For me, Didot's development of this font was inspired by Englishman John Baskerville's font, named Baskerville, which you can see right here, which was created in 1750, so a little bit earlier. Both fonts share a lot of similarities and features, which you can see here, especially the contrast and the way the letters are vertically standing. More specifically, we can talk about the identifiables of Didot. So what makes it different, what makes it stand out. So for one, there aren't that many weight options, but they do have the typical three, which is regular, italic, and bold. It's also a serif font, so you can see on the tops and the bottoms here, these little hairline serifs. You'll also notice that the ascenders, the tops of the letters, kind of like on the D, H, the K, and the D's, they're not always matching up. Specifically with the T's, they're kept a lot shorter. And I honestly think that these small, subtle differences adds a lot of artistic value to the font. And for me, was really trying to accomplish with this font sort of an age of enlightenment appeal. And so I think that does help accomplish that goal. Another thing to note is that the font is vertically stressed, so it just goes up and down. Every letter goes up and down. Unless, of course, you use the italic weighting, then, of course, it's slightly slanted. More importantly, the contrast is incredibly strong, and so it goes from a lot thicker to a lot thinner in every letter, which is actually one of my top reasons for liking the font. Which brings me to my last thoughts here. That's one of my favorite things is, of course, how legible and easy to read it is. Makes for great logos, headers, and headlines, and is extremely versatile in how you want to use it in every design. The font actually creates a nice open, spacious feeling, which is really nice because nothing's too closely knit and crowded. And every letter is nicely situated away from each other, so everything is super readable. Didot is actually also available in all the Adobe applications and the Microsoft Office programs, and is web-friendly and print-friendly, so you can use it no matter what kind of design you're making or on whatever medium you're using. And last but not least, the contrasting of this font is actually my favorite specification. The thick to thin feature makes this font stand out as sort of a luxurious, classical, philosophical, modern typeface, and it adds this sort of classical and political feel as well. And so you can really use this for historical, political, fashionable subjects while remaining contemporary, elegant, and striking at the same time. And fun fact, a lot of the popular fashion names such as Dior, Hilton, Boss, Calvin Klein, Guess, and even Vogue have used Didot as their primary font. And so maybe now you can see why. And so that's just some of the cool facts and reasons why I like to use the font Didot, and maybe now you will use it as one of your favorite fonts. You never know. And thanks for watching and listening.